perform your contractual obligation.
Well, there's a kidney operation that doctor wants to perform.
We're giving perhaps the wrong example. We are giving an example, not whether you do it without consent or without consent. The question is whether law permits you to do it.
But law does permit me as long as I have consent.
No, without consent you can. We are again asking.
But there's a contract then, there's a contract.
Essentially, who I have contacted.
Yes, exactly. That also we don't know, Malad.
See, my lord. Then what do you know?
Only know, Malad, if the enforcement authorities ask about a particular individual, we'll give him 2 or 3 basic things. What is called.
That whenever we click I agree on any of these intermediaries button, it is with the same application of mind with which we say I agree to our wives.
If you read the previous provision relating to disclosure of information which is contained in Rule 6.
Yes.
Please read that.
Yes, body corporate. Rule 6. Disclosure of sensitive personal data or information by body corporate to any third party shall require prior permission from the provider of such information who has provided such information under lawful contract or otherwise, unless such disclosure has been agreed to in the contract between the body corporate and provider of information, or whether disclosure is necessary for compliance of a legal obligation. It is for sensitive. It is only for sensitive information.
What you're saying is.
And we don't process sensitive personal data.
What you're saying is.
Yes.
A distinction appears to be made between disclosure of information and transfer of information.
Yeah.
6 deals with disclosure of information.
Yeah.
Requires a consent.
Yes.
When it comes to transfer of information, now, for example, like you said, Facebook and somebody is on both. You make use of the information for purpose of various.
Not personal information, brother.
This is
not sensitive personal information. No.
Any information.
No.
Rule 7 makes it very clear.
No, brother. With respect, it says transfer sensitive personal information.
That's right.
So we don't do it, but we don't keep it.
They're telling you, please read the transfer may be allowed only if it is necessary.
But that is by contract or consent, brother.
If it is by contract with a third party, without the consent.
It is with consent. It can't be without consent.
But then what does Rule 7 say? Or.
Either or, Mother. Mother, supposing I want to perform an operation, Mother, the kidney operation somewhere.
You want to perform your contractual obligation.
Well, there's a kidney operation that doctor wants to perform, Mother.
We're giving perhaps the wrong example. We are giving an example where you have a pecuniary interest to secure, in the sense that you have a financial obligation, then you are providing this information and you're getting consideration.
No, we don't. We don't, Mother. Your lordship may take it, record my statement. We don't provide that information to anybody.
What is there? That's your statement.
But Mother, somebody is challenging it. I'm sorry to intervene.
We are telling you the Rule 7 is capable of being utilized transfer information without consent.
We are in a constitution bench, Mother. If we are in a constitution bench, if any such infraction had taken place, it would be before you. They would have said that this is what has happened. We take consent every time. We don't do it without consent.
The question is not whether you do it without consent or without consent. The question is whether law permits you to do it.
But Mother, law does permit me as long as I have consent.
No, without consent you can. We are again asking.
But there's a contract then, Mother. Then there's a contract.
So if there is a contract, irrespective of the consent of the data provider, I mean the person whose data you are actually going to transfer, you can transfer it.
But Mother, if there is a contract, that means inherent in the contract is the consent, Mother.
It must be part of, the sort of small print.
That's what I'm saying. It is inherent.
Small print that you will have, that you will actually.
No, Mother. There is no such thing.
For your lordship is the nature of the consent. And whether
Mother, just kindly see 5.1. Mother, we are now going into the merits. Kindly see 5.1. Let me, Mother, just point that out. 5.1 says body corporate or any person on its behalf shall obtain consent in writing.
What's your,
Well, may I just point out one thing? Well, let's do your lordships. If your lordships don't mind. Your lordships asked me the question. Kindly look at 5.1.
Five.
Yes. I'm sorry, Mr. I'm sorry.
okay, see, because WhatsApp may be in a different position.
Well, they are only interested in WhatsApp. They are not interested in anybody else. This is only against WhatsApp.
The maximum user is WhatsApp.
Meta is there.
That's what
Meta is
Meta is
Facebook.
more Facebook, Manoj. They have not challenged
They
Facebook.
challenge only.
Only WhatsApp.
Only
Can I
But
give
anyway.
another illustration of how it operates? Lord, while maintaining that they must not share. Lord, there are, my Lord, for example, forget WhatsApp for the time being to understand, my Lord, this rule. Lord, there are several intermediaries. One of them is, say, Google Pay or Paytm. Correct, my Lord? We use it. In some corporations or some companies, there is a contract with the company and the employer as a part of their perks, that the company would be permitting you to use your Google Pay up to the extent of, say, 5,000 for the purpose of buying groceries. Now, there would be a contract between Google Pay, that is the intermediary, that company which is reimbursing, and the user who is using the Google Pay up to 5,000. And that company would require that you provide us the information that he has in fact used it for grocery. That's kind of a contract model is contemplated. But without consent
Yes.
of the user, no intermediary should or can transfer, share, or any way disseminate any personal or sensitive data at all.
We support him. It's exactly that. Kindly come
That's
to
the end of
5.1.
the sentence.
We
Say
agree.
about rule 7, which we pointed
I
out.
just point out consent, Manoj, 5. It says so. Without consent, it can't be
It
done.
says contract.
Kindly see collection of information. Body corporate or person on its behalf shall obtain consent in writing through letter or fax or email from the provider of sensitive personal data or information regarding purpose of usage before collection of such information. So consent is necessary. It's at the heart of the matter.
5 comes.
So your normal privacy policy,
Yes,
which we
yes,
key in,
yes.
do they contain this kind of data sharing?
Yes, 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 very much so.
100.
Very much so.
The three links are clicked.
This is the point I was making, Manoj, and this
Basically,
very,
when somebody has clicked in
Yes.
without reading, because
yes.
Yes.
the print is,
No, Manoj,
designed to
no
balance
question
the-
without consent, it doesn't have.
But if you download WhatsApp,
yes.
the first thing you have to do is to agree to the privacy policy by clicking. You can read it. It's not like that fine print of the dry cleaner without their old English cases.
How many pages are there?
Hardly.
And
But it's
Manoj,
not that much. You can read it. And it is not small print. You can enlarge it.
The pages.
Manoj, and this is true of, it is true of every app. It's not just for WhatsApp, Manoj. This is
You
true
have
of
to
every app.
agree.
The manner in which.
You have
this
to agree.
consent is
So,
put is an
Manoj,
issue
point
for-
is, that is the subject matter of the legislation.
Now, without signing the privacy policy,
Yeah.
can I have access to WhatsApp?
No.
So therefore, my lord,
So essentially, with the user, there's an inbuilt contract
yes.
of sharing of information.
Yes, absolutely. No, what information? Manoj, kindly see. Personal information is not shared. Sensitive personal information is not shared. No way. Because we don't collect it. Messages we can't see, so that's not an issue.
So what do you collect as WhatsApp?
Manoj, this-
Available to you.
as I said, information, phone number, essentially a phone number.
Essentially, who I have contacted.
Yes, exactly. That also we don't know, Manoj.
See my law.
Then what do you know?
Only know, Manoj, if somebody, if the enforcement authorities ask about a particular individual, we'll give him 2 or 3 basic things. What is called basic information, basic subscriber information.
That is who is, from whose phone it is being.
That's all, that we'll get that. That's all, nothing more than it.
When your lordship
The
examines.
name and the
that
phone.
policy,
So, Manoj, the point that I'm making to your lordships is, these are issues that will be resolved in the law that is being framed. There's a chapter called consent. There's a whole chapter on consent. There's a separate chapter on consent.
In European Union,
Yes.
also is it implicit that you share this information? 1 minute. Do you have the same contract for European Union?
Manoj, that's a different regime, Manoj.
No, we are asking.
No, it's a different contract, Manoj, a different regime.
And in the United States?
Well, that's entirely same as in India, same as in India. And the rest of the world, same as in India. Now the government is taking a call, looking at both regimes and deciding what regime or the mixture of those. It must be an Indian flavor to all this. That's what the explanation is.
No, on the lighter side, it was said that whenever we click I agree on any of these intermediaries button, it is with the same application of mind with which we say I agree to our wives.
I don't know.
You don't have a choice.
Careful, huh?
You say I agree.
I mean, I don't know. I don't understand the flavor of that consent.
This is on the lighter side, not on the
Later caveat is not applicable to the earlier one.
Yeah.
And there is no opting out in
I hope
that.
it's not an official stand, my lord of the government.
No. This is not an official.
May I tell you, Lordship, another thing? Forget WhatsApp. In many other platforms, including government media platforms, there is not even a provision which says I agree.
Yes.
Not a provision which even says ask for agreement. Continued use is deemed consent on government apps.
Yes.
Forget about WhatsApp.
Government apps mean which apps?
My lord, IRCTC.
IRCTC.
The ticket booking.
Yes,
Yes.
everything.
Arogya said,
Arogya said.
Arogya, then my lord, Beam.
Any-
The payment app.
There is no reference to
Not
consent.
at all.
So your lordships are now, if your lordships make this kind of law, all of this will be out of business.
They will be out of business.
We will still be in business.
By Parliament.
But all I'm saying is if you enter into this field, then all these issues will be, and that's exactly what the legislation is going to deal with.
My lord, may I put it another way? Kindly ask them, what is that personal information which is shared of which they are aggrieved of?
That's all.
We must understand that, my lord, we are debating it.
I'd like to put to you something different. Kindly come to the rule defining personal information.
Yes, we'll come to that.
It's a simple.
Section 2I.
Yes, I'm coming to that.
I.
Means any information
Correct.
that relates to a natural person, which either directly or indirectly, in combination with other information, available or likely to be available with the body corporate, is capable of identifying such person.
Now you read the specific definition of sensitive personal data or information in 3.
In 3, physical,
No. Sensitive personal data or
Yes.
information.
yes, sensitive personal data or information.
Kindly read that.
Yes, sensitive personal data or information of a person means such personal information which consists of information relating to password.
Password.
Yes. Financial information such as bank account or credit card or debit card or other payment instrument details.
Physical.
Then physical, physiological and mental health condition, sexual orientation, medical records and history, biometric information, any detail relating to the above clauses as provided to body corporate for providing service,
Correct.
and any of the information received under above clauses by body corporate for processing, stored or processed under lawful contract or otherwise.
Can we maintain a distinction between personal
And
information-
sensitive personal, correct?
Now, what is the subject matter of Rule 6? Now you will see
Yes. Only sensitive, Malak.
only sensitive.
Yes,
Equally 7,
yes,
that also deals with
Only sensitive.
personal data.
yes, yes.
So is there any prohibition from your
Five.
personal information?
Yes, 5, Malak, 5.
That is it.
Yes, 5, that's what I was
That's right.
going to along. The body corporate or any person in its behalf shall obtain consent in writing through letter or fax or email from the provider of the sensitive personal data or information regarding purpose of usage before collection of
That is
such
an
information.
expression which is defined, that's the subject matter of Rule 3.
Malak, now
That is not
C7,
the same as personal
no, 7 also talks of any other information.
Let us see.
Yes, C7,
So 5, 6,
7, you lodges me C7.
yeah.
A body corporate or any person in its behalf may transfer sensitive personal data or information, including any information that includes personal information. So it is covered, and I can't collect it till I get consent.
So what about disclosure of information under Rule 6?
Disclosure to whom, Malak? It's only under a contract or consent after consent.
You know what you're saying.
Malak, it says pursuant to contract or consent.
See, there's a distinction between, as you saw, between personal information and
And
sensitive.
correct,
Number
correct.
one. The Rule 6 only deals with personal, disclose sensitive personal data or information.
Yes,
It doesn't deal with personal information.
yes.
So if you disclose information as distinct from transferring information under Rule 7,
Yeah.
will it be hit by the embargo in Rule 6?
No, no.
So then
No.
what is the guarantee that you will not disclose?
I don't collect that information. How will I disclose it?
It's personal information.
I don't collect it unless without personal with consent. Otherwise, I don't collect.
Supposing I send a WhatsApp, which tends to indicate my musical inclination, that I am interested in a particular, I am listening to a particular singer all the time. Correct?
Correct.
Now, this information can be made available to somebody who would be
No.
selling that particular.
No.
What you're saying?
WhatsApp doesn't collect it.
See, Rule 6 doesn't prevent you from dealing with it. For the reason that Rule 6 has its subject matter only what is contained in Rule 3, which is personal and sensitive information, not personal information.
No, it says personal, Wallace.
Because it
says
sensitive personal data or information
No,
is
Wallace.
confined. It is a subset of information.
Just read, Wallace. It says personal information.